So these are kind of like the magical profiles of these four very special fixed stars. So the first one we'll talk about is Aldebaran. This is the Watcher of the East. Excuse me. In the tropical system, 9 degrees Gemini, it is the spring equinox guardian. The angelic name association is Michael in most traditions. What does this fixed star grant cosmically? Honor, courage, elegance, right? Success through integrity. Now, the danger, there's always ups and downs for anything we do in the world of spirit, but this particular fixed star can hold energy and then violently kind of remove what is gained through corruption. So, say you're a politician working with Aldebaran and you are taking some lobbyist money that you shouldn't be and pulling some strings you shouldn't be, Aldebaran is going to punish you violently by removing whatever you've gained through that corruption. So, probably your status, your public image, your position. So, you want to work with Aldebaran when you're seeking leadership or public honor. Well, Antares, we should talk about this one. That's the Watcher of the West. 9 degrees Sagittarius in the tropical system. Autumn equinox guardian. Heart of the Scorpion, rival of Aries, right? So what does it grant? It grants vision, penetrating vision. So awareness, knowledge, almost like an esoteric form of it. Courage against the impossible, right? If the odds are stacked against you, it gives you the fortitude and the courage to deal with it head on. I think the danger with Antares I want to mention is there is a risk of obsession, of violence, of transformation that's coming at a cost. So again, balance and moderation when you're working with these fixed stars. So it is ideal though for shadow work and for confronting our own mortality. Honestly, it is. It's a beautiful fixed star for that. The second thing I put here was stellar invocation or prayer or petitions. So that's a direct address to the star as an entity, as a spirit, as an intelligence, right? A cosmic intelligence, almost like a deity, like a star deity. You're going to recite those during risings or culminations, okay? So it works well with incense and candles. Again, look at that list I gave you. There are correlating herbs that you can use for incense. Many traditional petitions survive in the Picatrix and in Agrippa. So those are some texts that you can reference as well. Number 3, stellar alchemy. We call that suffumigation. You hear a lot about that in goetic work. So when I'm doing goetic callings, that is very important because the belief is that the spirit, and people struggle with this, but it is about how they interact with our environment and our atmosphere. And suffumigation helps them acclimate to our atmosphere and our environment a little bit easier for that calling in. So, stellar alchemy is going to involve burning that star's associated plants or herbs as incense during the stellar window, kind of like what we just talked about. All right, Antares, heart of the Scorpion, the rival of Aries, right? So, the purpose for this ritual, working with this fixed star, is for facing. Oh my gosh, did I freeze again? I froze again. So, the purpose of this one is for facing what feels like impossible odds. I always say this is great IRS ritual. It's for shadow integration. It is for power, especially in very extreme situations or what we call war magic. So, materials, a red candle and then a black candle. I would use a deep red carnelian. You can use sardonyx too. A long aristolochia or tobacco is incense. Tobacco, we can say that easier, right? An offering of red wine or blood. The blood would have to be your own. It is optional, but it is powerful. And then a written fear that you wish to consume. Whatever you're afraid of in these situations, whatever is making you anxious, whatever you're nervous about. Now, timing. Antares culminates at midnight around June 1st. So it is visible May through July, but it is best with Mars applying to Antares in the sky. I put not for beginners. I would try some other fixed star rituals and talismanic work first because this is a little bit more complex. but I wanted to give it to you anyway because that's how I roll. So let's talk about it. All right, let me move myself out of the way here. All right, the working steps. Number one, I would work at night when Antares, which is 9 degrees Sag, is high in the sky, which is May through July for the northern hemisphere visibility. Now, number two, do not call Antares lightly. Again,